David Armstrong here. I'm the David who's mentioned on your show and mentioned in Fiona's article. I'm one of the two Aussies who went across and worked with veterans on patrol on the border, and we found a whole lot of evidence that we shared with everybody on our website as we went. Since then, we've been attacked by Rachel and her crew that go by a couple of different names, and they keep changing them as they get reported to authorities. You already know Rachel. She messages you and emails you later on in this video. You've proven to be a liar already, but let's continue. Let's play the game where you pretend that you don't know her, you don't know what she looks like, and that you haven't discussed anything with her before.
Is this the lady that Fiona Barnett attacked, put down? So this is Rachel, right? Is this Rachel Krause? All right, that is. Why in the Sam hell is Fiona Barnett saying that she is death threatening VOP followers?
Because that's exactly what these pedophile protectors actually do. They try to jump onto your Facebook, send you threats like they've done here, saying that they're going to come after us in 24 hours if we don't back away from helping out VOP. Here's a threat that they gave to one of the volunteers and her son. He's autistic and they're threatening to take away his disability if she doesn't back away. Here's another threat from a lady called Tammy Torres. She's trolling and trying to scare this volunteer. Further here, Tammy goes on to say that it's going to be harder to get across the border now since the Trump is in. This is some of Rachel's crew. The guy on the right is Matt Winklejohn. He has some Facebook sites and he boasts about getting up on Alpha Camp and harassing them. He works for people such as InfoWars, which is obviously also connected with Craig Sawyer. So who knows what the connection is there.
I've only seen the truth put out by Rachel Krause. So this is on Fiona Barnett's page. Now she literally accuses Rachel and Keith Krause of being cartel members, and their criminal gang issued a death threat. No, she's saying issued death threats at kids.
Here's Fiona's article, and here's some of the evidence backing up exactly what she's just put in. Here's a threat to our family and posting pictures up of our kids.
Who volunteered at VOP. Now this is making me doubt Fiona Barnett, because I think that Fiona Barnett doesn't like Krause because Krause is trying to expose the truth about Operation Backyard Brawl, which has already been exposed as a fraudulent activity.
In your own words, you haven't looked into Fiona Barnett too much, so let me explain to you. Fiona Barnett's been in this for many, many years. She's exposed much of the ritual abuse, mind control, sex trafficking, and pedophilia all across the world. She's a big following and she's very legitimate in everything that she does. She did 5 interviews prior to doing her article on VOP, and she continues to support us because we've shown and exposed the truth.
So here's the deal. I want to go through this and see if they have real information on Rachel Krause. I want to see if there is evidence here. And I'm going to have to shut off my display while we do it, just because she puts some personal information in it. She puts personal information, Fiona Barnett does, about Rachel Krause, and I do not want to share personal
You want evidence?
About
I'm not sure why you switched off your screen then, because she posted a whole bunch of photos and evidence.
So my display's off.
As she
Here we
went
go.
through her article.
She calls them cartel members blank trafficking cartel members, Rachel and Keith Krause, and their criminal gang issued death threats at kids of Aussies Nick and Dave, and didn't put Nick and Dave's last name. You're going to out Rachel and Keith, but you can't do it for Nick and Dave, huh? Who volunteered with VOP.
If you'd read any of her previous articles, you'd know that it's David Armstrong and Nick Patterson, but she doesn't refer to it again, as we have had threats, but we don't really care. So, David Armstrong, Nick Patterson, that's us. We're the Aussies who went across and helped.
In Arizona. VOP is a sham. It is a lie. I proved this. You can search all my old streams exposing this. Screwy Louie is an FBI agent, and don't tell me that I didn't prove it. Go watch my video before you flip out.
Fact check him in real time. Last time at the first debate, we had millions of people fact checking, so I expect we'll have millions more fact checking.
All right. With messages that the Krause gang are coming for them. This is concerning since Krause has a criminal history of assault. Why didn't she just clip the criminal history? She says that Rachel Krause is a Luciferian because of her Facebook cover photo, which shows a anonymous figure with women's legs sitting under a red cross, like a Jesus cross. These people can and will commit criminal acts. Well,
Rachel's harassment and techniques are consistent with what Fiona has experienced herself from Luciferians. The additional fact that she says, "I love Lucifer," and save Lucifer on posts and post up images such as above would also give credibility and weight to the fact that she is a Luciferian.
I think that Fiona Barnett also needs to be investigated because she has been committing a criminal act of libel and slander against a few people that I've can just from her website prove. I'm not even saying Rachel and Keith, other people. A defector from Rachel and Keith Cruise's criminal gang just made the following video, which he admits that the Krause gang shot at veterans who volunteered for VOP. She's accusing that someone... Now, why wasn't that in the news? Why didn't they call the cops when someone shot at them?
One of them has actually fired shots at Alpha. Has actually fired shots in the direction of Alpha. So with Alpha saying that people are shooting at them, they really are.
Slashed their tires, knowingly stole the casket off of a flag off of a fallen soldier's widow. So she stole a casket flag.
We're not citizens, we're warriors. And we did the right fucking thing by this flag, and we took it. And to quote Lewis and Flora, finders keepers.
How was that?
We told you, we warned you, that you could not replace a casket flag. This isn't even close. Come on. When are you gonna learn that you're wrong? And once again, your security sucks. We're gonna keep telling you this. And I was security for this one. I was Overwatch.
So Krause was down at Backyard Brawl. They threatened Dave and Nick. The CIA international blank trafficking operation have numerous criminals from Luciferian covens, which they can recruit saboteurs. She literally keeps repeating Luciferian and says that she proved this because of a Facebook cover photo. That doesn't prove anything. That doesn't prove she's Luciferian. Why can't you clip where she's preaching Luciferian ideology or going and meeting with other Luciferians somewhere, if that's true? I don't understand. Rachel and Keith Krause surround themselves with blank criminals, with child blank criminals. Literally, the Krauses live in an area. Oh my God! Fiona Barnett shows their address on her webpage. I don't know why Rachel hasn't called the police. Shows her address on a webpage and says because that there is sex offenders living in the area that Rachel and Keith surround themselves with sex offenders. Are you fucking joking? So you're saying that everyone that lives in that area surround themselves with sex. This is why I don't trust Fiona Barnett. I've only looked into Fiona Barnett from a very surface level glance at what she writes on her blog and webpage. This is too much. You can't do this kind of thing and then expect people to trust you. Okay? I'm not trusting Rachel right now. I'm just looking and seeing what logically is going on. You cannot do this.
This is Rachel giving out personal addresses of volunteers and their personal email addresses. And then also, this is where she's set up a fake page to pretend that she's VOP and trick someone into giving their donations through to her personal address. She's put her personal address out there. This is why we don't care.
For God's sakes, you could do a search like that about where Fiona Barnett lives if we knew, but she's not willing to put out her address with the same search beside it. There's some other people I know that I've been dealing with yesterday and today and the day before that act just like this also. Rachel Krause and her gang continually report the kids of VOP volunteers to DCS. Here are Facebook posts in which they boast.
Maybe you should hear this from one of their ex-volunteers who found out about it and was disgusted himself.
And I'm going to hand over every piece of proof that he needs. Because it's fucking bullshit. When you bring a child into it, when you file a fake CPS report, just because you want to be a catty little bitch, that is not okay. Fucking piece of shit does that. Fucking shaking. I don't remember last time I was this fucking pissed. I'm going to make sure Lewis has all the proof, along with your name and your phone numbers. I'm going to make sure that the police have the proof, also with your names and phone numbers. I'm going to personally call CPS and make sure they have the proof, again, with your names and your phone numbers.
I would say this. Anyone that has their kids down at Operation Backyard Brawl, I'm not saying you should be reported, but I'm saying you're irresponsible parents if you have kids down there. So Keith Krause works for local law enforcement. So Keith works for law enforcement, and Barnett is saying all this stuff. And Tucson Mayor Jonathan Rothschild of the Rothschild blank trafficking dynasty. Did you know that it was proven that Mayor Jonathan Rothschild was not related to the Rothschilds? Now, I don't know if I haven't checked the information. One of us should check that.
Fact check him in real time. Last time at the first debate, we had millions of people fact-checking, so I expect we'll have millions more fact-checking.
Supports the recruitment of a police officer who was charged with aiding a blank trafficking in California. And why are the authorities working so hard to cover up Tucson? Listen, what's going on in Tucson, I can't say to that. But I can say, Operation Backyard Brawl, the area that they claimed was a trafficking area and was a camp, was investigated not just by the local authorities 5 times, but by other authorities, national authorities, several times. Screwy Louie still reported that the cops never investigated when the cops investigated many times. The true criminals need to be put in jail.
Because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
Screwy Louie whatever his name is, Dark Fly Swatter, they need to go to prison. They need to go do some time, and while they're there, they need to get help for their criminal behavior. And they need to be psychologically analyzed. There's something wrong with these guys. They literally can see an adult skull, and without any medical testing, they don't go and say, now, we don't know if this is a child's skull or not. We're going to find out and then let you guys know, like a normal, responsible person does. They kick the skull with their foot.
How'd it get over here?
I rolled it over to check out.
Kicked it over. All right. Yeah, and that still got some fresh.
Look at the teeth, look at the occipital.
It still smells real bad too, so you got decomposing. This is still decomposing.
Still brain matter.
This is a small child's skull. This is definitely a child's skull. All right, this is a water bottle. All right, and there's a skull for size comparison. This is indeed the skull of a child, a small individual. We are waiting for the sheriff's department to come out here.
Desecrate a human corpse and then say it's a baby skull. I heard him with my own ears. When the skull was analyzed, it was proven to be a 35 or older year old male, and he reported it as a female child, baby. How can anyone defend VOP? Until Louis is gone and they prove that they've restructured the whole thing and that they're really trying to do something good, I don't know how anyone can defend it. Just because of the little bit of information that's out there. This is just crazy. She's literally putting out all kinds of information with no facts behind it. She says that Rachel and Keith Krause are dangerous criminals with a history of criminal activity. VOP is too patient with their antics. God has had enough of these scumbags too. Tormenting a double amputee war veteran until he attempts suicide is the final straw man, with no evidence at all for any of these claims. And she says that after saying that Keith and Rachel Krause work for Mayor Rothschild in one article, now she's saying that they work for Craig Sawyer. That's why Rachel can afford to sit on her ass all day. I'm reading from the website. It's a hit piece. Several hit pieces for one reason. So why is Fiona Barnett webpage, I'll just say webpage, I don't know who published it. I know that she links to this webpage all the time and takes credit for it. This is Rachel Krause, the same person pictured on Fiona Barnett's webpage, without any factual information behind any of the claims. That's all I'm interested in. So why is Fiona Barnett doing this? Simply because she decided to just tell what she knew about VOP. And here's a new update. Rachel explains how Doc exposed Screwy while working undercover.
Give me a minute, though.
This is on the channel Glow. Please subscribe to Glow.
Oh, dang it. Ooh. Gotta... Waiting on somebody here.
Smile. Too damn cold up here. What do we do? I'm trying to stay warm, that's for sure. Never, there was a reason. Let's just say there's a reason for it, and I'm sure y'all know or can figure it out.
I'm going to play a different one. Let's do this one.
Oh, are we? No food? I missed something about food. He's a food crazy white dude, my husband. No, he's just crazy. I can call you out live. You think I fucking need you? You're fucking wrong. Keep it up. I thought about a couple different options, but
Damn it, I'm looking for a specific live stream here. Oh no, here we go.
VOPs throwing out tire spikes and flattening tires and vandalizing cars. You know, they stole Danny's battery, hot-wired her car, drove it into a ditch, then ripped their battery out and took off. Our volunteers have been going through so much stuff that they're just trying their best not to even, and believe me, man, you want to talk about righteous anger, it's right here first. I mean, there's...
Oh my god, he's still at it. Hey, how can it fuck? If they got all these people working down there, why? How could somebody hotwire their fucking car, steal the battery, and run the car into the ditch? Wouldn't one of them see it? Like, what is he saying? Like, I thought this was almost a militaristic operation ran by veterans. For God's sakes, you could just put somebody on watch duty for the night, for God's sakes.
It takes a lot for me to hold back.
Well, I paid for my car. Sorry, Danny.
Right now I'm paying for my car too.
But yeah, unfortunately, so Danny got stuck, and one of our nice neighbors did unstick her, but when they unstuck her, unbeknownst to us, they took her battery, so we've got to get her.
And broke my
Oh my god, are you fucking joking?
It takes...
Wait, did Screwy Louie just say that Rachel Krause and her husband stole the fucking car, and then they've got the other one saying that a neighbor helped them get out of a ditch?
Well, I paid for my car. Sorry, Danny.
Right now I'm paying for my car too.
But yeah, unfortunately, so Danny got stuck, and one of our nice...
Yeah, Danny got stuck, and one of their neighbors helped get him out.
Neighbors did unstick her, but when they unstuck her, unbeknownst to us, they took her battery, so we've got to get her.
And broke my
Oh my god, dude. Just more drama. It never stops from VOP. Set Warriors fired at Alpha. Let's hear this one.
The more we show, the more we get attacked. Right now, Pima County is using a militant and fired upon my camp under investigation. Said 2 months ago he was going to find a way to destroy me. His name's Kyle Cottrell. Look it up. We've been showing you videos. Kyle was one of my first informants that put us out in the Agua Blanca Ranch area. But see, he was a...
They're firing again, and the officers are on their way in. And that is going to be a high-powered rifleman.
I would say that some people are concerned about kids being here because of all the trash and all the junk laying around. I would be concerned about kids being here too. Sorry to say.
Your deputies aren't very far from me because I can see their smoke, their dust trail.
They would be north of your deputies, northwest of your deputies.
So they are going to be northwest of your deputies.
Deputies can probably hear them.
M4s or ARs is what they're firing.
How do they know if these guys were getting fired at? I'm here to tell you right now. If they were getting fired at, they would be getting the fuck out of there. They would not just sit in a damn tent and wait to die. Come on.
That I met. I met them because I do not agree with their ways. One of them has actually fired shots at Alpha. Has actually fired shots in the direction of Alpha. So with Alpha saying that people are shooting at them, they really are. So with everybody thinking, and I found that out just a couple weeks ago, after I already talked about nobody shooting at, it's hunters. No, it's somebody in that group that is really, really firing at Alpha, and he admitted it. So, yes. Do I back away from people that do wrong? That do illegal stuff? Yeah, I did some stuff while I was down there. I did some stuff. Who did that? Oh man, I'm gonna get a lot of shit, but I don't care. I really don't care. Kyle Cottrell did that. He admitted to it on one of his posts. I can't remember what the post was about, but he admitted saying taking pop shots at Alpha, landing them danger close, deflating their tires, blah blah blah, and just bragging about his shit. And I'll be honest with you guys. Remember the Screaming Meanies? VOP couldn't put it together. Who's a truck driver? And what are those Screaming Meanies for? Truck drivers, right? Think about that. That is a different story. That is not illegal. That is not defacing property. That is not damaging anybody. That is not hurting anybody. It's just really annoying. So the Screaming Meanies are from...
Rifle, some automatic rifle.
Welcome to Alpha.
That's what Gator said. Welcome back to Alpha.
Does that mean making my... Yes, ma'am. Actually, no, right now, right this second, no, I'm not. It was just that rapid shooting they did, and then they stopped. They burst by and we go work on it. Oh, a milkshake. Guys, stay close to
Exactly, Atta girl, yeah.
I told him if I died against that tire, it's like put an olive tree right here for me.
People that are being fired at don't just sit around and laugh like this.
What kind of olives?
Welcome to Alpha.
When you're living in it and you're watching it and you see every single thing come against you and try to shut you up, well, they picked the wrong person. I don't care. As of right now, Pima County has decided to take a militant,
Fair use article in the description down below.
Individual under investigation right now for coming out to Alpha Camp and firing his AR into my camp where I had unarmed volunteers. Now understand, these people come out
Flat that I can't find the tool to get it off.
Handgun, and it was right at our front.
You guys didn't see anybody over there?
No, we weren't walking over there. Didn't see anybody.
And then
Took rounds.
you can actually see the smoke from them firing so rapidly. And it was like a zing. Whoop, right through the end. Bunch of them.
The first one, and then we advanced it probably about 6 rounds overhead.
Oh, that guy just admitted to be the one that fired the rounds overhead. He just said he fired rounds overhead. He just said that.
Some of us are combat vets. We ran toward it, trying to figure out who it was.
Yeah, Smith, you're coming out.
They're still wasting the cops' time. There's only like 10 of them there, if that.
There's more right there. They're popping off again.
You realize that out in the desert, people shoot guns all the time. If you own property out in the desert, you go out and shoot your guns on your property. They do it around here all the time. Hunting season, they do it like crazy.
You made your bed, you lying to it. You got to explain how your victim sent me to that property to begin.
Oh, heavens, Mr. Louie. I haven't listened to much that Louis said lately because, you know, once you hear so much lying and so much BS, you just get sick of it after a while. But, my God, he's still at it. What is... He needs mental help. People need to be able to live their life calm and happy. You know, I've got on YouTube, I've done certain investigations, been around a bunch of people threatening and bitching so much that it got me all angry and hateful when I would stream. And you just got to take a break when that happens and step back. You got to take a break from anything you're doing that makes you angry and hateful, and take a step back and try to look at it from the inside. Oh, the good part's coming. I'll play it. I'll play a little more of it. I don't like listening to a lot of what old dude says because he's just fucking batshit crazy. Like, if Screwy Louie ever got shot, it would be nothing but batshit that would come out of him.
Property to begin with, and how he's tied in with the cartels, and why he was shooting his live rounds, guys. This is a crazy militia.
What is he talking about? His own VOP used to sit around and shoot live rounds. What is he talking about?
One of them has actually fired shots at Alpha. It's somebody in that group that is really, really firing at Alpha, and he admitted it. Kyle Cottrell did that. He admitted to it on one of his posts. I can't remember what the post was about, but he admitted saying taking pop shots at Alpha, landing them danger close, deflating their tires.
Like, this is how liars operate, okay? Just like Fiona Barnett saying this shit about Rachel and them with no evidence, Louis stating this with zero evidence. See, he hears shots. Somebody calls him and says, we heard shots out there. So he goes live and tells you all this crazy information, just lists it out like crazy. Just like Fiona. Fiona takes a lot of the stuff that Louis says and takes it to her website. Well, whoever makes the FionaBarnett.org website takes information to that website, and it just gets spread around and spread around. Then you got YouTubers that go to the FionaBarnett.org site, pull the data, and report it without vetting any of it. And that's how misinformation goes around and goes around. I mean, look at what happened with Mikey. I mean, for God's sakes, Mikey wound up on another YouTuber. I won't say their name to be nice. Another YouTuber uploaded the Vegan Mikey interview to their channel, and it gets spread around even more. And this YouTuber believes Vegan Mikey because she doesn't know the truth, because she didn't vet it. She didn't, she didn't investigate it. So, they're going around fighting for Vegan Mikey, fighting and saying how truthful he is and how can people criticize him, and they don't even know why. The first thing I think when I see someone criticizing something else is why. Why are they criticizing? And then go listen for the facts that they list and give. You can pretty much determine who's telling the truth just by going over kind of like a fact list.
Fact check him in real time. Last time at the first debate, we had millions of people fact checking, so I expect we'll have millions more fact checking.
Video, get the facts. Watch the video that they are talking about, or the issue they're talking about. List the facts. You have to go off of facts to combat the misinformation age. We are in the gossip age of the internet, okay? We're in the gossip age of our world, because with the internet getting popular in the beginning of it, the internet wasn't flooded with people that did this in the beginning, because the kind of people that were on the internet didn't do this kind of shit. They wanted to play video games. They wanted to create technology. They wanted to create websites. They wanted to do real shit. Once the internet became an easy thing and it was in our pockets, people descended upon it. People just descended upon it so they could craft their crazy narratives and spread their crazy gossip. And the only way you can combat that, once it starts happening, and misinformation is the main form of information, you have to only
This
go
is the
off
same
of
sort of tactic
factual
that the
information.
Democratic Party did against Trump with their Russian collusion and all their other lies. No one's buying this shit anymore.
You know what's really funny? I wonder if, hold on, why is Screwy Louie reading the fucking article word for word from the Fiona Barnett webpage? I just read the Fiona Barnett webpage. Louie is reading it word for fucking word right now. Word for word.
I'll tell you that.
Okay, let me try this again. So apparently, we had the couple shots that were coming in. Myself and the other combat
Anybody
veteran.
down in Tucson? Anyone near Tucson? Can you do me a favor? Will you take this guy a hamburger? I'm not being mean, bro. I like you. You're cool. You need a couple hamburgers, like 2 a day for a week. Okay, so here's Dr. Rocca's prescription to you. Okay, eat a hamburger in the morning and eat a hamburger at night. Take 2 hamburgers a day. Call me in the morning, okay?
Friends reacted to the fire, went out there advancing, trying to decide where the shots were coming from and what was happening. The sheriffs came out, talked to us.
What won't I show, meanie? Hey! Hey! Where'd she go? Rachel!
Went back out, and then we thought we saw a fire.
What are you saying I won't show? Is this Rachel Krause? Is this the lady that... All right, that is... The what? Where is it? Well, I haven't checked my email, meanie.
So we headed out and met up with the sheriffs. Turned out to be their dust cloud. They told us that they found a Oriental family that was out on Manville, target practicing with a couple ARs.
An Oriental family out on Manville, target practicing with a couple ARs. Now, he's saying the police said this. See how the police do come and investigate when Screwy Louie and VOP make a claim? Now, how did they turn that to an Oriental family is out shooting ARs and, you know, exercising their Second Amendment right and target practicing? How does Fiona Barnett and Screwy Louie turn that into Rachel Krause and her husband and their gang firing at Alpha Camp? And then when you realize that they are willing to take lies like that and, you know, spread it as misinformation, what they're doing is not telling you that Screwy Louie believes that Rachel is shooting in there, Rachel Krause, and Fiona is not believing that Rachel Krause is shooting at Alpha. They're doing it to instigate their followers to harass Rachel and Keith.
One of them has actually fired shots at Alpha. It's somebody in that group that is really, really firing at Alpha, and he admitted it. Landing them danger close.
Website of Fiona Barnett, she puts the address of Rachel Krause. She does this to Rachel Krause. Then, weeks later, she does the same style hit piece toward Craig Sawyer. Then, she shares Lift the Veil's videos. She shares DNA J Lion. DNA J Lion and Lift the Veil both gained a lot of subscribers in the last couple months. You know where those subscribers came from? After a little digging, I found out that their subscribers are coming from Fiona Barnett sharing their videos. So we've got Lift the Veil. This is his regular channel, right? Let's go to detailed statistics so we could see back when he blew. It's kind of too far back to really see. About 200 that day. Let's go to DNA J Lion. When Lewis switches platforms, he relives everything all over again to obtain subscribers.
These are Rachel's fake sites that she puts up, and she'll always try to put them in there to try to confuse people and get them going to the wrong site. Once they go onto the wrong site, they're going to get abused or they're going to get told lies so that they can convince people to not go to VOP or to not support them. Why are they spending so much time online trying to do this? Why have they got so much time to do this? It's because they're paid. They're paid, and potentially you are too.
I know, man. It's sad. DNA J Lion, those 5,000 subs that he gained was after Fiona Barnett shared his video. It wasn't even him talking. This was a video of someone else talking. Then he gained more from making all those accusations. Lift the Veil and DNA J Lion both. DNA J Lion talks about Fiona Barnett constantly. Lift the Veil interviewed Fiona Barnett directly after he went viral with Cappy. How is this not connected? Right? Just to put that out there. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Here's the hit piece on Sawyer. I don't know if we've looked at it yet. Now, they're saying that Anonymous wrote an article exposing Sawyer. Anonymous did. Posted by Truth Cat, who is not a representative of Anonymous. with screenshots from his daughter's 2010 Facebook account.
You've been to the camp before, and you have some idea of what takes place there. You might want to go more often. I just tell everyone that. Bravo Base, as you guys know, the camp itself, it's a homeless veteran shelter. But what most of you don't know, it's actually part of a veteran suicide prevention program. And to date, in 2 years, we have either flown in, bussed in, or taken in 132 veterans that were in some form of suicidal crisis. And we put them in search and rescue capacity out in the streets in your community to go look for chronic homeless veterans. We specifically target Vietnam vets, Korean vets, and we pulled off World War II veterans off of these streets in the past 2 years. What I hear when I come here, when Richard started this in the very beginning, I went to a couple of beginning meetings, and you guys haven't seen me. I lived there. This is my third day of a 21-hour shift where I work 21 hours a day and I get 3 hours sleep. I've got 2 days left. I'm tired. I'm dirty. I live with the people that you guys are here to help. Okay? One thing we miss in this room are the ones that we're trying to help and their voices and what they feel that we can do to help them. And we tend to allow in the activists who want to speak for all the homeless. I'm here specifically representing the chronic homeless who do not want to go into your shelters, who do not want to get their act together, who do not want to get sober, who do not want to be responsible, and who want to remain chronically out there in the state that they're in. We've discovered with our transition program that if we take these individuals and we give them an inch at a time to proceed, they're still making progress, and it shouldn't be within a 30-day window or a 90-day window. I'll give you an example of some of the individuals that we found in these streets. We have Bob, who came back from Building 69 yesterday. Bob served in Vietnam and the Army. He came back from Building 69. He never went to the VA, didn't want nothing to do with the VA. He has 2 Purple Hearts. He got shot twice. He has a Bronze Star, took out a machine gun nest. All this is verified by paperwork. He went down to our Tucson VA. This was a man who just lost his home, worked his entire life, never signed up for any benefits, and now he's rated at 100%. He's going to get 2 years back pay. He has full cover, medical, dinner, and we find on average, we have found like 2 dozen veterans who were honorably discharged, entitled to benefits.